The highway was quiet, too quiet for a Friday night. A lone car crawled to a stop on the shoulder, hazard lights blinking like a faint heartbeat. David, a young man in his late 20s, leaned against the steering wheel and sighed. "Not again," he muttered, glancing at the dashboard. The fuel gauge danced between empty and hopeless. He was heading home from work, late, tired and frustrated. His mother had called earlier, asking if he could stop by the hospital to pray for his aunt who'd just been admitted. He said, "I'll try, Mom." But now, with his car dying on a lonely stretch of road outside town, even trying felt impossible. He stepped out and waved his phone. No network signal, just darkness, dust, and the far-off hum of crickets. He sat back inside, closing his eyes. God, really? Why tonight? I just wanted to get home. 10 minutes passed, then 20. Headlights appeared in the distance, a car slowing down. David tensed a little. It was late. Strangers on highways aren't always safe. The driver rolled down the window. "Evening, young man. You okay?" David nodded. "Yeah, just out of fuel. I'll be fine." The man smiled. "You don't look fine. Hop in. I'll take you to the nearest fuel station." Something about his calm voice made David hesitate, then agree. "All right, thank you, sir." As they drove off, the man turned on the radio. A worship song filled the car. "You are faithful to the end." David chuckled softly. I needed that reminder. The man smiled. God has a way of arranging reminders when we least expect them. At the fuel station, David filled a small container while the man waited. They started back toward the broken-down car, chatting along the way. The man asked, "You look troubled, son. Long day?" David sighed. "Yes, sir. My aunt is sick. My mom wanted me to pray with her tonight, but I don't even know if I'll make it in time." The man nodded thoughtfully. "Do you believe God still uses delays for good?" David shrugged. "Maybe, but right now it just feels like bad timing." They reached the car. David filled the fuel, started the engine. It roared back to life. He turned to thank the man, but the man's eyes were fixed on him, almost knowingly. Then the man said quietly, 3 years ago, a young man stopped for me when my car broke down on this same highway. I was lost, spiritually and literally. He prayed with me, and it changed my life. Tonight, I ask God for a chance to give back that kindness. I think that's you." David froze. He remembered years ago, he had stopped for a stranded man while driving back from church. Same stretch of road, same quiet night. He had prayed for that man, never knowing what became of him. Emotion welled up in his chest. "You're serious?" The man nodded. "God never forgets the seeds we plant." David sat there speechless. In the stillness, he realized the car breaking down wasn't punishment. It was an appointment. He looked up at the sky and smiled for the first time that night. "Thank you, Lord. You never waste a moment." The man patted his shoulder. "Get to your aunt. Tell her God's not done yet." They exchanged a firm handshake. As David drove off, he glanced in the mirror. The man's car was gone, as if swallowed by the night. He whispered, "Maybe angels drive sometimes." Hours later, David finally reached the hospital. His mother was waiting outside the ward, tears in her eyes, not from sorrow, but relief. "She's stable now," she said. David placed his hand over his aunt's and prayed softly. And in that moment, the same song played faintly over a nurse's radio down the hall. "You are faithful to the end." God's faithfulness often hides in what we call delay. The roadblocks, breakdowns, and interruptions we hate might just be divine appointments in disguise. Sometimes when life stops us, it's because grace is trying to catch up.